When Maya Chun found the dusty envelope in Elon Musk's old files, she never imagined it would unlock a secret that had driven the world's most ambitious entrepreneur for nearly 3 decades. The letter, addressed to future me, opened in 2025, and dated April 15, 2005, contained more than words. It held the key to understanding why Elon Musk worked 18-hour days, pushed impossible deadlines, and seemed to carry the weight of humanity's survival on his shoulders. What Maya discovered inside that yellowed envelope would reveal the true story behind Tesla's revolutionary batteries, SpaceX's groundbreaking rockets, and one man's desperate race to keep a promise made to a dying friend. But first, she had to decide whether to give Elon the letter his younger self had written during the darkest period of his life. A message that could either heal 20 years of hidden guilt or shatter the driven genius who was trying to save the world. The truth about Elon Musk's relentless mission was about to change everything Maya thought she knew about her boss, and everything the world thought it knew about the man behind the most important companies of our time. Maya Chun pushed her long black hair behind her ears as she stared at the mountain of boxes in Elon Musk's office. The morning sun streamed through the floor-to-ceiling windows of Tesla's headquarters in Austin, Texas. Outside, she could see the massive gigafactory where thousands of workers built electric cars that would help save the planet. Maya, Elon, had said 3 days ago, his voice tired from another 18-hour workday. I need you to go through these old files. Everything from the PayPal days is mixed up with early Tesla stuff. Sort it out. Keep what's important. Toss what's not. That was typical Elon. Quick orders. Big tasks. No time to explain details. Maya had been Elon's personal assistant for 3 years now. She knew his habits. Coffee at 6 a.m., black, no sugar. Meetings scheduled back-to-back until midnight. Phone calls while walking between conference rooms. He never stopped moving. Never stopped thinking. Never stopped working. The boxes smelled like dust and old paper. Some were labeled PayPal 1999 to 2002. Others said Tesla Motors 2003 to 2008. A few just had question marks written in Elon's messy handwriting. Maya opened the first box. Inside were old contracts. Legal papers about selling PayPal to eBay. Boring. Business stuff that made her eyes feel heavy. The second box held early Tesla designs. Hand-drawn pictures of electric cars. Battery diagrams covered in coffee stains. Notes about something called Roadster Prototype. Maya smiled. These drawings looked nothing like the sleek Tesla cars people drove today. By lunchtime, Maya had sorted through 5 boxes. Her back hurt from bending over. Her hands were dirty from old file folders. She was ready to take a break when she opened the 6th box. This box was different. The papers inside looked more personal. There were photos of young Elon with longer hair, smiling at cameras during interviews. Business cards from companies Maya had never heard of. A college diploma from the University of Pennsylvania. At the bottom of the box, underneath everything else, Maya found something strange in an envelope. White paper, but yellowed with age. The handwriting on the front made Maya's heart beat faster. It was definitely Elon's writing, but younger somehow. Less rushed, more careful. The envelope was addressed to future me, opened in 2025. Maya checked the date stamp in the corner. April 15th, 2005. Her hands started to shake as she held the envelope. It felt thick, like there were several pages inside. The seal was still perfect. No one had ever opened it. Maya looked around the empty office. Elon was in meetings all day. The SpaceX Starship test was tomorrow, and he was busy with final preparations. She wouldn't see him until evening. What could 2005 Elon have wanted to tell 2025 Elon? Maya's mind raced with possibilities. In 2005, Tesla was just starting. SpaceX had never sent a rocket to space. Elon wasn't the richest person in the world yet. He was just a young entrepreneur with big dreams and very little money. Maya turned the envelope over in her hands. The paper felt expensive, heavy, like the kind of paper people used for important letters. Wedding invitations, legal documents, things that mattered. She thought about current Elon, the man who worked 100 hours every week, who slept on the factory floor when Tesla was behind schedule, who launched rockets to Mars and bought Twitter on a whim, who seemed to carry the weight of the entire world on his shoulders. What secrets did young Elon want to share with older Elon? Maya's phone buzzed. A text from Jennifer Wong, the assistant who worked for Elon before Maya started. "How's the file sorting going? Find anything interesting?" Maya stared at her phone. Should she tell Jennifer about the letter? Should she call Elon right now and interrupt his meetings? Another text arrived, this one from Elon himself. "Maya, how much longer on the file project? Need to focus on Starship launch prep." Maya's thumb hovered over her phone keyboard. She started typing several different messages. "Found something. Important. Delete. Need to show you something. Delete. Everything's going fine. We'll finish today. Send." Maya put her phone away and looked at the letter again. The smart thing would be to give it to Elon immediately. But something stopped her. Maybe it was the way Elon had looked yesterday during the Tesla board meeting. Stressed. Tired. Like he was fighting battles no one else could see. Or maybe it was the way 2005 Elon had written "Future Me" on the envelope. So hopeful. So trusting. Like he believed his future self would need whatever was inside. Maya made a decision. She would keep the letter safe until the right moment. After the SpaceX launch tomorrow, when Elon wasn't stressed about rockets exploding or failing, when he had time to really think about whatever message his younger self had left behind, she slipped the envelope into her desk drawer underneath her notebook and pens. The letter felt warm against her fingers, like it was alive somehow, waiting. Maya spent the rest of the afternoon sorting files, but her mind kept wandering back to the envelope. Every few minutes, she would open her desk drawer just to make sure it was still there, still real, still waiting to reveal its secrets. At 6 p.m., Maya heard Elon's voice in the hallway. He was talking quickly to someone about rocket fuel and landing procedures. His footsteps moved past her office toward the elevator. He was heading home for a few hours of sleep before tomorrow's big day. Maya waited until she heard the elevator doors close. Then she opened her desk drawer one more time. The letter was still there, patient and mysterious. "What are you trying to tell him?" Maya whispered to the empty office. The letter didn't answer. But somehow, Maya knew that whatever was inside would change everything she thought she knew about her boss. About the man who wanted to save Earth and colonize Mars. About the person who worked harder than anyone she had ever met. Tomorrow, after the rocket launch, she would find the perfect moment. She would give Elon his letter from the past. And then they would both discover what 2005 Elon had been so desperate to tell the future. Maya turned off her office lights and gathered her things. As she walked to her car in the Tesla parking lot, she could see the SpaceX facility in the distance. Bright lights lit up the launch pad where tomorrow's rocket waited for its chance to touch the stars. She didn't know that in 24 hours, that letter would unlock secrets that had driven Elon Musk for 20 years. Secrets that explained everything about his endless work, his impossible goals, and his desperate need to save humanity. But tonight, Maya Chen drove home with the most important letter in the world locked safely in her desk drawer, waiting for tomorrow to change everything. Maya couldn't sleep. She lay in her small apartment bedroom, staring at the ceiling. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw the envelope, the careful handwriting, the date from 20 years ago. Her mind kept spinning with questions. What was so important that young Elon needed to write a letter to his future self? Why 2025? What made that year special? At 3 a.m., Maya gave up trying to sleep. She made coffee and opened her laptop on the kitchen table. If she was going to help Elon with this letter, she needed to understand what his life was like in 2005. Maya typed Elon Musk 2005 into Google. The search results painted a picture very different from the Elon she knew today. In 2005, Elon was not the richest person in the world. Tesla had just started making their first car, the Roadster. Only a few hundred people had ever heard of the company. SpaceX was only 3 years old and had never successfully launched a rocket to space. Maya found old news articles about Elon. From that time, one headline read, "Young entrepreneur bets everything on electric cars and space travel." The article called him ambitious but unproven. She discovered that 2005 had been one of the hardest years of Elon's life. Tesla was running out of money. Other car companies laughed at electric vehicles. Everyone said batteries were too expensive and too slow to charge. SpaceX wasn't doing much better. Their first rocket, called Falcon 1, kept failing tests. NASA wouldn't take them seriously. Most people thought private space companies were impossible. Maya learned something else that made her heart ache. In 2005, Elon was still married to his first wife, Justine Wilson. They had twin baby boys, Griffin and Xavier, who were only 1 year old. But they had also lost their first baby, Nevada, to sudden infant death syndrome in 2002. Maya stared at a photo from 2005. Young Elon looked tired but determined. He was holding one of his twin sons. His eyes had the same intense focus as today, but there was something else there. Something that looked like sadness. She kept reading. In 2005, Elon was using his own money to keep Tesla and SpaceX alive. He had made millions from selling PayPal, but he was spending it all on his new companies. Friends and family thought he was crazy. Why are you risking everything? A reporter had asked him in a 2005 interview. Because someone has to, young Elon had answered. Earth needs clean energy. Humans need to become a spacefaring species. If we don't start now, we might be too late. Maya found video clips of young Elon on television. He looked so much younger. His hair was longer. His face wasn't as thin. But when he talked about saving the planet and going to Mars, his voice had the same passion as today. By morning, Maya had read dozens of articles about Elon's life in 2005. She understood now why he had looked so tired in those old photos. He was fighting battles on every front. Tesla needed better batteries. SpaceX needed working rockets. He needed investors who believed in impossible dreams. Maya showered and got dressed for work. As she drove to Tesla headquarters, she thought about current Elon. He still worked 18-hour days. He still pushed his teams to move faster. He still acted like humanity's survival depended on every decision he made. But now Tesla was the most valuable car company in the world. SpaceX regularly sent astronauts to the International Space Station. Electric cars were everywhere. Private space travel was real. Young Elon's impossible dreams had all come true. So why did current Elon still seem so stressed? So urgent? So worried about running out of time? Maya arrived at work 30 minutes early. The parking lot was almost empty. She used her key card to enter the building and walked to her office. Her hands shook a little as she opened her desk drawer. The letter was still there, still sealed, still holding its secrets. Maya sat in her chair and stared at the envelope. She thought about young Elon in 2005, staying up all night designing rockets and planning electric cars. She thought about current Elon, staying up all night running companies worth hundreds of billions of dollars. What connected those two versions of the same person? What promise or goal or fear had driven him for 20 years? Maya heard footsteps in the hallway. She quickly closed her desk drawer and opened her computer. Elon walked past her office, already talking on his phone about the SpaceX launch happening this afternoon. The weather looks good, she heard him say, but I want triple checks on everything. We can't afford any mistakes today. Maya watched him through her glass office door. Even from a distance, she could see the tension in his shoulders. The way he moved quickly from one task to another. The way he seemed to be racing against some invisible clock. For the first time, Maya wondered if the letter wasn't just a message from young Elon to old Elon. Maybe it was a reminder, or a warning, or a promise that current Elon had forgotten he made. Maya opened her laptop and started working on Elon's schedule for next week. But every few minutes, she would glance at her desk drawer. The letter was patient, but Maya wasn't. She wanted to know what secrets it held. She wanted to understand why the most successful person she knew still acted like he was running out of time. The SpaceX launch was at 2 p.m. today. After that, when Elon wasn't worried about rockets or meetings or deadlines, Maya would find the right moment. She would give him the letter his younger self had written. And then, finally, she would understand what had been driving Elon Musk for the past 20 years. Maya couldn't focus on her morning tasks. Every email she typed, every meeting she scheduled, her mind drifted back to the letter. She needed to learn more about 2005 Elon before she could understand what he might have written to his future self. During her lunch break, Maya decided to dig deeper. She went to the Tesla cafeteria with her laptop and searched for video interviews from 2005. She found one that made her heart skip a beat. The video was from CNN, dated April 10, 2005. Just 5 days before Elon wrote the letter, young Elon sat across from a news reporter in what looked like the old Tesla office. He wore a simple black t-shirt. His hair was longer and messier than today. Behind him, Maya could see whiteboards covered with drawings of car parts and rocket designs. "Mr. Musk," the reporter said, "many people think electric cars will never work. They're too expensive. They don't go far enough. Why do you think Tesla will succeed where others have failed? Young Elon paused before answering. His eyes looked tired, but there was fire in them too. Electric cars aren't just about making money, he said slowly. They're about saving our planet. Every gasoline car on the road pumps pollution into the air our children breathe. We have to do better. The reporter leaned forward. But Tesla is just one small company. How can you compete with Ford and General Motors? Someone has to start somewhere, Elon replied. If we don't try to change things, who will? Maya noticed something in young Elon's voice, a sadness that current Elon never showed in interviews, like he was carrying a heavy weight that no one else could see. The reporter asked about SpaceX next. You're also trying to build rockets. Isn't that extremely dangerous and expensive? Young Elon's face changed. He sat up straighter. Humans need to become a multi-planet species, he said with passion. Earth won't be safe forever. Asteroids could hit us. Climate change could make the planet unlivable. We need backup plans. Do you really think you'll succeed? The reporter asked. Young Elon was quiet for a long moment. His eyes looked directly into the camera. Maya felt like he was looking right at her. I have to try, he said finally. 4. Reasons people don't understand yet. Maya replayed that last part 3 times. For reasons people don't understand yet. What reasons? What was driving him that he couldn't explain to the world? She kept searching and found more interviews from 2005. In every single one, young Elon mentioned someone named Marcus. Marcus always said that good ideas spread fast, young Elon told a business magazine. Marcus believed that humans could solve any problem, he said on a radio show. Marcus thought we were moving too slowly, he mentioned in a newspaper interview. But Marcus never appeared in the interviews. Young Elon always talked about him like he wasn't there anymore. Like Marcus was a memory instead of a person. Maya searched online for Marcus Elon Musk 2005, but found almost nothing. Just a few mentions in very old articles that didn't give any details. It was like Marcus had been erased from history. The strangest thing was that in interviews from 2006 and later, Elon never mentioned Marcus again. It was like this important person just vanished from Elon's life after 2005. Maya closed her laptop and walked back to her office. The SpaceX launch was in 2 hours. She could see Elon through his glass office door, pacing back and forth while talking on his phone. Even from far away, she could tell he was stressed. She thought about the young Elon from the CNN interview. How he had said, I have to try, with such sadness in his voice. How he had mentioned reasons people didn't understand. Maya looked at current Elon again. He was still pacing, still talking fast, still moving like every second mattered. Even though Tesla was worth more than most countries. Even though SpaceX sent rockets to space regularly. Even though he had achieved everything young Elon had dreamed of, but he still looked like he was carrying that same heavy weight from 20 years ago. Maya opened her desk drawer and touched the envelope. She was starting to think the letter wasn't just a message from young Elon to old Elon. Maybe it was about Marcus. Maybe it explained why Elon had worked so hard for 20 years. Maybe it revealed the secret reason he had mentioned in that interview. Maya. Elon's voice made her jump. He was standing in her doorway, looking tired but excited. The rocket launch is in 90 minutes. Want to watch from the observation deck? Maya nodded quickly. Yes, Mr. Musk. I'd love to. As they walked toward the elevators, Maya stole glances at Elon's face. Sometimes, when he thought no one was looking, his expression would change. The confident CEO mask would slip away. For just a moment, he would look exactly like young Elon from that 2005 interview. Sad, determined, like he was fighting a battle no one else could see. Maya wondered if that battle had something to do with Marcus, and if the letter in her desk drawer held the answers she was looking for. The elevator doors opened, and they stepped inside. In 90 minutes, SpaceX would launch another rocket toward the stars. Tonight, when the excitement was over and Elon had a quiet moment, Maya would give him the letter his younger self had written. And finally, she would learn the truth about what had been driving Elon Musk for the past 20 years. She would discover who Marcus was and why young Elon had looked so sad when he said he had to try for reasons people don't understand yet. The elevator climbed toward the observation deck, carrying Maya closer to answers she didn't even know she was looking for. Maya couldn't sleep again that night. The SpaceX rocket had launched perfectly. She had watched from the observation deck as the starship climbed into the Texas sky, leaving a bright trail behind it. Elon had smiled for the first time all week when Mission Control announced successful orbit achieved. But during the celebration, Maya had noticed something strange. While everyone else cheered and took pictures, Elon had stepped away from the crowd. She saw him standing alone by the window, staring up at the sky where his rocket had disappeared. His face looked sad again, just like young Elon from the 2005 interview. Maya arrived at work early the next morning, hoping to catch Elon before his meeting started. She found him in his office at 6 a.m., standing by the window with a cup of coffee. "Mr. Musk?" Maya knocked softly on his open door. Elon turned around. His eyes looked tired, even though the rocket launch had been a huge success. "Good morning, Maya. Did you see the mission reports? Everything went perfectly, better than we hoped." "That's wonderful," Maya said. "You must be proud." Elon nodded, but his smile didn't reach his eyes. He walked back to his desk and sat down heavily in his chair. "Maya," he said quietly, without looking at her, "do you ever think about the roads not taken?" Maya's heart started beating faster. This felt like the perfect moment to mention the letter, but something in Elon's voice made her wait. "Sometimes, Mr. Musk," she answered carefully. Elon stared out the window again. The morning sun made the Tesla factory look golden and peaceful. "I had a friend once," Elon said, so quietly Maya had to step closer to hear him. "We made promises to each other. Big promises about changing the world." Maya held her breath. "Was he talking about Marcus?" "We were going to do everything together," Elon continued. "Save the planet, reach the stars, make sure humans survived no matter what happened." Maya wanted to ask about Marcus, but before she could say anything, Elon's phone rang loudly. The moment broke like glass. Elon's face changed back to business mode. "Musk here," he answered, his voice sharp and focused again. "Yes, I saw the data. Schedule a meeting for this afternoon." Maya quietly left his office, but Elon's words stayed with her. "We made promises to each other." Past tense, like his friend wasn't around anymore to keep those promises. During lunch, Maya decided to find someone who had worked with Elon in the early days. She remembered meeting an older Tesla engineer named Roberto Silva at the company holiday party. Roberto had been with Tesla since 2005. If anyone knew about Marcus, it would be him. Maya found Roberto in the engineering building, working on battery designs. He was a friendly man with gray hair and kind eyes. "Roberto," Maya said, "can I ask you something about the early days at Tesla?" Roberto smiled. "Sure. Those were crazy times. Elon was different then." "Different how?" Roberto thought for a moment. "More emotional, I guess. He carried this huge weight on his shoulders, like the whole world depended on him succeeding." Maya's pulse quickened. "Did he ever mention someone named Marcus?" Roberto's face changed. He looked surprised and a little sad. "Marcus," Roberto repeated slowly. "I haven't heard that name in years. Elon used to talk about Marcus sometimes, especially when he worked late, but always in past tense. Like Marcus was gone." "Gone how?" Maya asked. "I don't know," Roberto said. Elon never gave details. He would just say things like, "Marcus would have loved this design," or "Marcus always said we needed to move faster." But when I asked who Marcus was, Elon would change the subject. Roberto continued. "I remember one night in 2006, I was working late on battery problems. Elon was in his office writing something by hand, not typing on a computer, actually writing with a pen on paper." "What was he writing?" I asked him that. He said he was writing a letter, but when I asked who it was for, he just said someone who can't read it yet. Then he sealed it in an envelope and put it in his desk drawer. Maya's heart almost stopped. "He wrote letters?" "More than one," Roberto nodded. "I saw him do it several times over the years. Always late at night when he thought everyone had gone home. He would write these letters by hand and then put them away somewhere. Never sent them." Roberto looked thoughtful. "I always wondered if they were letters to Marcus, like he was keeping his friend updated on everything that was happening, even though Marcus couldn't respond." Maya felt dizzy. The letter she had found wasn't just a message to future Elon. It was part of a pattern. Young Elon had been writing letters for years. Letters to someone who couldn't read them. "Roberto," Maya said carefully, "what do you think happened to Marcus?" Roberto shook his head sadly. "I think Marcus died, Maya. I think Elon lost his best friend, and that's why he works so hard. like he's trying to keep promises for two people instead of one. After work, Maya sat in her car in the Tesla parking lot, thinking about everything Roberto had told her. She looked up at Elon's office window. The lights were still on. He was probably working late again, just like he had been doing for 20 years. Maya thought about the letter in her desk drawer. The letter addressed to future me, open in 2025. Maybe it wasn't just a message from young Elon to old Elon. Maybe it was a letter about Marcus, about promises that needed to be kept, about reasons that people still didn't understand. Maya made a decision. Tomorrow, she would give Elon the letter. But first, she needed to understand more about who Marcus was and what happened to him. Because if Roberto was right, if Marcus had died, then the letter might be the key to understanding why Elon Musk had spent 20 years trying to save the world. Maya started her car and drove home, carrying the weight of secrets she was just beginning to understand. Maya spent her entire evening researching Marcus Thompson. She sat at her kitchen table with her laptop, searching through old university records, business articles, and social media archives. The more she found, the more pieces of the puzzle started fitting together. Marcus Thompson had been Elon's roommate at the University of Pennsylvania. Maya found their names together in a 1995 engineering student newsletter. The article was about a project called Earth's Future that Marcus and Elon had started together. Two UPenn students believe they can solve the world's energy problems, the newsletter said. Marcus Thompson, studying environmental engineering, and Elon Musk, studying physics and business, have designed solar panels that could power entire neighborhoods. Maya stared at the black and white photo in the newsletter. Young Elon and Marcus stood side by side in a laboratory, both smiling widely. Marcus was tall with curly dark hair and friendly eyes. He looked like the kind of person who made friends easily. Maya kept digging through online archives. She found more mentions of Marcus and Elon working together in college. They had entered science competitions as a team. They had written papers about clean energy and space exploration. They seemed inseparable. But then, just like in Elon's later interviews, Marcus disappeared from all records after 1997. Maya found one more important clue. In a 1998 Business Magazine article about Elon starting his first company, Zip2, there was a small paragraph that made her heart skip. Musk dedicates his new internet company to a friend who believed in tomorrow but won't get to see it. While Musk won't give details, sources close to him say he recently lost someone very important to his future plans. Maya read that paragraph 5 times. A friend who believed in tomorrow but won't get to see it. That had to be Marcus. And if the article was from 1998, that meant Marcus had died sometime in 1997 or early 1998. Maya felt sick to her stomach. Marcus and Elon had been best friends and business partners. They had dreamed together about saving the world. And then Marcus had died, probably when they were both very young, and no wonder Elon worked so hard. No wonder he pushed himself and his companies to move faster. He wasn't just trying to achieve his own dreams. He was trying to achieve Marcus's dreams too. The next morning at work, Maya watched Elon differently. During his morning meetings, she noticed how he would sometimes pause mid-sentence and look out the window. How he would check his watch constantly, like he was racing against time. How he would push his teams to work faster, better, smarter. We need to accelerate production, Elon told the Tesla manufacturing team during their 9 a.m. meeting. Every day we delay, more gasoline cars get sold. More pollution goes into the air. We have to move faster. Maya stood outside the conference room, listening through the glass door. Elon's voice had that same urgency from 20 years ago, that same weight Roberto had mentioned. After the meeting, Maya noticed Elon walking past the spot where she had found the letter. He stopped and looked at the empty boxes, now neatly stacked and labeled. His face looked confused, like he was trying to remember something. Maya's phone buzzed with a text from her sister. How's work? Still organizing boring files. Maya stared at her phone. If only her sister knew that one of those boring files was probably the most important letter in the world. During lunch, Maya made a decision. She needed to know more about what happened to Marcus before she gave Elon the letter. She called the University of Pennsylvania alumni office. I'm trying to find information about a student named Marcus Thompson, Maya told the friendly woman who answered the phone. He studied environmental engineering in the 1990s. Let me check our records, the woman said. Maya heard typing on a keyboard. Oh my, Marcus Thompson. Yes, I see his file here. He was a brilliant student. Graduated summa cum laude in 1996. Is there any information about what happened to him after graduation? Maya asked. The woman was quiet for a moment. According to our records, Marcus Thompson passed away in January 1997. Very tragic. He was only 24 years old. Maya's hands started shaking. Do you know how he died? The records show it was leukemia. Very aggressive. He was only sick for a few months. Maya thanked the woman and hung up. She sat in her car in the Tesla parking lot, trying not to cry. Marcus had died at 24, just 1 year after graduating college. Right when he and Elon should have been starting their company together. Right when their dreams of changing the world should have been beginning. Maya thought about the letter in her desk drawer, written in April 2005, 8 years after Marcus died. Young Elon had been carrying the weight of his friend's death for 8 years when he wrote that letter to his future self. What promises had Elon made to Marcus before he died? What dreams had they shared that Elon was now trying to achieve alone? Maya walked back into the Tesla building with a new understanding. Elon wasn't just the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX. He was a man who had spent 28 years trying to keep promises to his dead best friend. That afternoon, Maya watched Elon during his SpaceX meeting. He was reviewing plans for the Mars mission, pushing his team to move the timeline forward. Humans need to be on Mars within 10 years, Elon said firmly. We can't wait any longer. Every year we delay increases the risk to our species. Maya understood now. Elon wasn't just talking about business deadlines. He was talking about promises made to someone who would never see them fulfilled. Someone who had believed in tomorrow but didn't get to see it. The letter in Maya's desk drawer suddenly felt heavier. Whatever young Elon had written to his future self in 2005, it was connected to Marcus. It was connected to dreams they had shared and promises that only Elon was left to keep. Maya decided that tonight, after Elon's last meeting, she would finally give him the letter. He deserved to read whatever message his younger self had left. About Marcus, about their promises, and about the weight he had been carrying for nearly 3 decades. Maya watched the clock on her computer screen. 6:47 p.m. Elon's last meeting was supposed to end at 6:30, but she could still hear voices coming from the conference room. He was discussing battery technology with the Tesla engineering team. Maya's hands felt sweaty as she touched the envelope in her desk drawer one more time. Tonight was the night. She had all the pieces of the puzzle now. Marcus Thompson, the college friendship, the shared dreams, the young death that had shaped everything Elon did for the next 28 years. But as Maya waited for the meeting to end, something strange started happening. Elon's voice got louder through the conference room walls. He sounded angry in a way Maya had never heard before. We're not moving fast enough, Elon shouted. Maya could see him through the glass wall, pacing back and forth. Every day we wait, more damage happens to Earth. Every day we delay, we risk everything. The engineers around the table looked worried. Maya had seen Elon push his teams hard before, but this felt different. More desperate, more personal. Mr. Musk, one engineer said carefully, we're already ahead of every other car company. Tesla is leading the world in battery technology. Leading isn't enough. Elon slammed his hand on the table. We need to be revolutionary. We need to change everything, not just make small improvements. Maya stepped closer to the conference room. Through the glass, she could see Elon's face. His eyes looked wild, like he was fighting an invisible enemy that only he could see. Sir, another engineer tried. Our batteries already last 400 miles per charge. We're working on 500-mile batteries for next year. Next year, Elon's voice cracked. We don't have next year. We should have solved this problem 10 years ago, 15 years ago. We're running out of time. The room went quiet. The engineers exchanged worried glances. Maya realized that Elon wasn't really talking to them. He was talking to someone who wasn't there. Someone who had been dead for 28 years. The meeting ended abruptly. The engineers filed out of the conference room, whispering to each other. Maya heard one of them say, "He's been like this all week. Something's wrong." Maya watched through the glass as Elon stayed in the empty conference room. He sat down heavily in his chair and put his head in his hands. For the first time since Maya had known him, Elon Musk looked broken. Maya knocked softly on the conference room door and stepped inside. Mr. Musk? Are you okay? Elon looked up. His eyes were red, like he had been crying or hadn't slept in days. Maya, he said quietly, do you ever feel like you're failing someone important? Like no matter how hard you work, it's never enough. Maya's heart broke a little. She thought about the letter in her desk drawer, about Marcus Thompson dying at 24 with dreams he would never see fulfilled, about young Elon writing letters to his future self, probably wondering if he would ever be able to keep the promises he made to his dying friend. Sometimes, Maya said gently, but maybe the person you're worried about would be proud of everything you've accomplished. Elon shook his head. You don't understand. I made a promise once, a big promise, and I'm running out of time to keep it. Maya almost told him about the letter right then, but before she could speak, Elon's phone rang loudly. The caller ID showed Jennifer Wong, Elon's former assistant. Sorry, Maya, I have to take this. Elon answered the phone. Jennifer? What's wrong? Maya could hear Jennifer's panicked voice through the phone. Elon, there's an emergency at the Austin Gigafactory. The new battery production line is down. They need you there right now. Elon jumped up from his chair. How bad is it? Bad. The whole night shift is waiting. If we can't fix this tonight, we'll lose 3 days of production. Elon was already moving toward the door. I'll be there in 20 minutes. He stopped and looked back at Maya. I'm sorry. I know it's late. Can you lock up the office? Of course, Maya said. But Mr. Musk, Elon was already walking fast toward the elevator. Thanks, Maya. I'll see you tomorrow. Maya watched him disappear into the elevator. She stood alone in the empty conference room, holding the weight of secrets that could change everything. She walked back to her office and opened her desk drawer. The letter was still there, patient and waiting. Maya picked it up and held it against her chest. I'm sorry, Marcus, she whispered to the empty office. He's trying so hard to keep his promises to you, but I think he's forgetting to take care of himself. Maya looked out the window toward the Gigafactory. She could see lights in the distance where Elon was probably already working to fix the broken production line. Even at 7 p.m. on a Friday night, he was still fighting battles, still racing against time, still carrying the weight of dreams that belonged to two people but could only be achieved by one. Maya put the letter back in her drawer. Tonight wasn't the right time after all. Elon was too stressed, too desperate, too caught up in emergencies. That couldn't wait, but Maya was starting to understand something important. The letter wasn't just about Marcus. It wasn't just about promises made 20 years ago. It was about helping Elon realize that he had already done the impossible, that Marcus would be proud, that the weight he had been carrying for nearly 3 decades was actually proof of love, not failure. Maya turned off her office lights and locked the building. As she drove home, she could still see the lights burning bright at the Gigafactory. Somewhere in that building, Elon Musk was working through the night again, trying to save the world one battery at a time. Maya knew that when the time was right, when Elon was ready to hear it, the letter would help him understand that he hadn't failed Marcus at all. He had honored him in ways his young friend never could have imagined. But first, Maya needed to find the perfect moment. A moment when Elon could really listen. A moment when the weight of the world wasn't pressing down on his shoulders quite so hard. That moment would come soon. Maya could feel it. And when it did, everything would change. Maya couldn't stop thinking about Elon's breakdown in the conference room. She had worked for him for 3 years, but she had never seen him look so lost, so desperate, like he was drowning in promises he couldn't keep. All weekend, Maya wrestled with a terrible idea. What if she opened the letter herself, just to read it first? To understand what young Elon had written before she gave it to current Elon. Maya knew it was wrong. The letter wasn't meant for her. But what if it contained something that would hurt Elon even more? What if young Elon had written angry words about failure? What if the letter made things worse instead of better? By Monday morning, Maya had made up her mind. She would read the letter first, not to be nosy, but to protect Elon, to make sure the letter would help him instead of hurt him. Maya arrived at work early and locked her office door. She set up her phone to record video, just in case Elon's reaction was important to remember later. Then she sat at her desk and carefully opened the envelope that had been sealed for 20 years. The paper inside was yellowed and delicate. Maya could see it had been folded and refolded many times, like young Elon had written it, then read it again, then changed his mind about what to say. The handwriting was definitely Elon's, but younger and more careful than his current messy scrawl. Maya's hands shook as she began to read the first few lines. Dear future me, if you're reading this in 2025, I hope you kept our promise. I hope you didn't give up when things got hard. I hope Marcus would be proud of what we became. Marcus died yesterday. I held his hand in the hospital as he took his last breath. His final words were, promise me, Elon. Promise me you'll finish what we started. Maya's eyes filled with tears. She had guessed that Marcus was dead, but reading about his final moments made it real in a way that broke her heart. Before Maya could read any more, she heard footsteps in the hallway, then a key card beeping at her office door. Maya. Elon's voice was quiet but dangerous. Maya looked up to see Elon standing in her doorway. He must have used his master key card to unlock her door. His face was completely white as he stared at the open envelope in her hands. The letter fell from Maya's fingers. Papers scattered across her desk and onto the floor. You read it. Elon whispered that Maya's mouth went dry. She couldn't speak, couldn't explain, couldn't take back what she had done. I only read the first few lines, Maya stammered. Elon didn't get angry like Maya expected. Instead, he walked slowly into her office and closed the door behind him. He looked older suddenly, more tired than she had ever seen him. Then you know, Elon said quietly as he sat down in the chair across from her desk. You know about Marcus? Maya nodded, afraid to speak. Elon bent down and picked up the scattered papers from the floor. His hands were shaking as he held the letter. For a long moment, he just stared at his own handwriting from 20 years ago. I've been looking for this letter for weeks, Elon said finally. I remembered writing it, but I couldn't remember where I put it. I thought maybe I had thrown it away. Why were you looking for it? Maya asked softly. Elon was quiet for so long that Maya thought he wasn't going to answer. Then he looked up at her with eyes that looked incredibly sad. Because I'm failing, he said simply. Tesla is successful. SpaceX is successful. By every measure, I should feel proud. But I feel like I'm letting Marcus down. Like I'm not moving fast enough. Like I'm running out of time to keep the promises I made to him. Maya wanted to tell Elon that he was wrong, that he had achieved incredible things, that Marcus would be proud. But she could see that Elon wouldn't believe her. Not yet. What promises did you make? Maya asked. Elon held up the letter. Everything is in here. Every promise. Every deadline. Every dream we shared. He paused and looked at Maya carefully. You said you only read the first few lines? Maya nodded. Good, Elon said. Because what comes next, it's not easy to read. Young me was angry, scared, desperate. I wrote things that I'm not sure current me is ready to face. Elon stood up and walked to Maya's window. Outside, they could see Tesla employees arriving for work. Normal people starting a normal Monday. People who didn't know they were working for a man who had been carrying the weight of impossible promises for nearly 3 decades. Maya, Elon said without turning around. If I read this letter, everything might change. I might realize I've been fooling myself for 20 years. Or I might realize that I haven't done enough. Either way, I don't think I'll be the same person afterward. Maya stood up and walked over to where Elon was standing. Maybe that's not a bad thing, she said gently. Maybe young Elon wrote this letter because he knew future Elon would need to hear it. Maybe he knew you would need reminding about why you started this journey in the first place. Elon turned to look at her. For the first time since he had discovered her with the letter, he almost smiled. You think Marcus would want me to read it? I think Marcus would want you to remember that you're not alone, Maya said. Even though he's gone, his dreams are still alive through everything you've built. Tesla, SpaceX, all of it. Elon walked back to Maya's desk and picked up the letter. He held it like it was the most precious thing in the world. Will you stay? While I read it, he asked. I don't think I want to be alone when I find out what promises I made to my best friend. Maya nodded. Of course. Elon sat down in his chair and carefully unfolded the letter. Maya sat across from him, ready to witness. Whatever revelation had been waiting 20 years to change everything, that Elon's hands trembled as he smoothed out the letter on Maya's desk. The paper was fragile from age, and some of the ink had faded, but the words were still clear. Maya watched his face as his eyes moved across the lines his younger self had written. After a few minutes, Elon looked up at Maya. His eyes were filled with tears. I need to tell you about Marcus, he said quietly. You deserve to understand what this letter really means. Maya nodded and leaned forward in her chair. Marcus Thompson, Elon began, his voice breaking slightly. My best friend. My business partner. The smartest person I ever knew. Elon set the letter down and looked out the window. Maya could see him gathering courage to tell a story he had probably never told anyone. We met in college at UPenn. Marcus was studying environmental engineering. I was doing physics and business. We were roommates, but we became brothers. Elon smiled sadly. Marcus had this incredible gift for seeing solutions to problems that seemed impossible. While other students worried about grades and parties, Marcus designed battery systems that were 20 years ahead of their time. Solar panels that could power entire cities. He was going to change the world. Maya thought about the research she had done. You worked together on the Earth's future project. You found that. Elon looked surprised. Yes, that was our first real collaboration. Marcus had ideas for clean energy that made my head spin. I handled the business side while he focused on the engineering. We made a perfect team. Elon picked up the letter again, but didn't read it. Just held it like a lifeline. After college, we decided to start a company together. Marcus had designs for revolutionary battery technology, better than anything that existed. We were going to build electric cars before anyone thought electric cars were possible. What happened? Maya asked gently that Elon's face crumpled. Marcus got sick. Leukemia. The doctors said it was aggressive. Fast-moving. He had maybe 6 months to live. Maya felt tears forming in her own eyes. But Marcus didn't waste those 6 months feeling sorry for himself. Elon continued. He spent every day writing down his ideas. Pages and pages of designs. Battery chemistry formulas. Solar panel efficiency calculations. Energy storage systems. He gave me everything. Elon stood up and walked to the window again. Maya could see him fighting to stay composed. Marcus died in January 1997. I was 25 years old. He was 24. Way too young. Way too smart. Way too important to the world. I'm so sorry, Maya whispered. The funeral was the worst day of my life, Elon said. I stood there looking at his coffin, thinking about all the inventions that would never be built, all the problems that would never be solved, all the ways Marcus could have saved the world if he had just had more time. Elon turned back to Maya. But then I realized something. Marcus's ideas didn't have to die with him. His designs were all written down. His dreams were still possible. Someone just had to make them real. So you did, Maya said. I tried, Elon nodded. I used Marcus's battery designs to start Tesla. Every innovation we've made, every breakthrough in energy storage, it all started with Marcus's work. He's the real genius behind Tesla's success. Maya thought about all the Tesla cars on the road, all the clean energy being generated. Marcus saved the world after all. But not fast enough, Elon said, his voice urgent again. Climate change is still happening. We're not on Mars yet. There's so much more work to do. Elon picked up the letter and began reading aloud. His voice shook with emotion. Listen to what young me wrote. Marcus spent his last weeks designing systems that could save humanity. He trusted me with his life's work. I promised him I would use his ideas to create a better world. Elon paused and looked at Maya. That's the promise I've been trying to keep for 28 years. That's why I work 18 hours a day. That's why I push my team so hard. I'm not just building companies. I'm honoring my best friend's dying wish. Maya was crying now. She understood everything. Elon's endless drive, his impossible deadlines, his need to save the world. It wasn't about money or fame. It was about love. Love for a friend who had trusted him with dreams bigger than any one person should carry. Keep reading, Maya said. Softly, Elon looked back at the letter. Young me was so angry when I wrote this. So scared that I would fail Marcus. Listen to this part. If you're reading this in 2025 and we haven't changed the world yet, then you've failed our best friend. You've wasted the gift he gave you. You've let down the person who believed in you when no one else did. Elon's voice broke completely. Do you see? I set myself an impossible deadline. Change the world by 2025 or consider myself a failure. And here we are in 2025, and I still feel like I haven't done enough. Maya stood up and walked around the desk. She put her hand on Elon's shoulder. But you have changed the world, she said firmly. Tesla is the most valuable car company on Earth. Electric cars are everywhere. SpaceX is taking people to space. Regularly. You've done exactly what Marcus dreamed of. Elon shook his head. It's not enough. It's never enough. What else does the letter say? Maya asked. Elon looked down at the pages in his hands. There's more. Much more. Youngmi was very specific about what needed to be accomplished. But Maya, I don't know if I'm ready to read the rest. What if the goals I set are even bigger than I remembered? What if I really have failed? Maya looked at Elon's face. This successful, brilliant man who had achieved the impossible was terrified of a letter he had written to himself. Terrified of disappointing a friend who had been dead for nearly 3 decades. Maybe, Maya said gently, the letter isn't about failure. Maybe young Elon wrote it to remind future Elon of something important. Something you've forgotten while working so hard to save the world. Elon looked at her with hope in his eyes. What do you think I've forgotten? That Marcus believed in you, Maya said. That he trusted you with his dreams because he knew you were the one person who could make them come true. And you did. Elon was quiet for a long moment, holding the letter against his chest. Should I read the rest? He asked. Maya nodded. I think Marcus would want you to. Elon took a deep breath and looked down at the letter. Maya could see his hands shaking as he found his place on the page. The morning sun streamed through the office window, making the old paper glow like something precious. Okay, Elon said, quietly. Here's what Youngmi wrote after Marcus died. He cleared his throat and began reading aloud. His voice was steady at first, but Maya could hear the emotion building underneath. Dear future me, Marcus died yesterday. I held his hand as he passed. His last words were, promise me, Elon. Promise me you'll finish what we started. I'm writing this letter on the worst day of my life, but I'm making the biggest promise I'll ever make. Elon paused and wiped his eyes. Maya felt tears running down her own face. Keep going, she whispered. Elon continued reading. By 2025, I will use Marcus's designs to create a company that makes millions of clean cars. I will build rockets that can take humans to Mars. I will honor his dream of saving our species. Maya's heart was breaking. Young Elon had been so determined, so desperate to keep his promise. There's more, Elon said, his voice cracking. If you're reading this and we haven't succeeded, then you've failed our best friend. You failed the person who believed in you when no one else did. Elon set the letter down for a moment. His face was pale. Maya, Tesla makes millions of cars now, but are they enough? SpaceX goes to space, but we're not on Mars yet. Did I fail Marcus? Keep reading, Maya said gently. Let's see what else young Elon had to say. Elon picked up the letter again. Marcus designed battery technology that could power the world without destroying it. He sketched rockets that could carry humans to other planets. He dreamed of solar panels on every roof. Maya watched Elon's face change as he read. Recognition was dawning in his eyes. Don't let his death be meaningless. Elon continued reading. Make Tesla the biggest car company in the world. Make SpaceX take people to Mars. Do it before 2025. Elon looked up at Maya with surprise. Tesla is the biggest car company in the world now. By market value, anyway. Keep going, Maya encouraged. If you haven't accomplished these things by 2025, then you're reading this as a failure. But I believe in us. I believe in Marcus's designs. I believe we can save humanity. Elon's voice was getting stronger as he read. Maya could see him starting to realize something important. Keep the promise, Elon read. Your younger self, Elon. April 15th, 2005. Elon set down the letter and stared at Maya with wonder in his eyes. There's a PS, he said, looking back at the paper. Remember that night Marcus said he wished he could see the future? Show him he was right to believe. The room was completely quiet. Maya could hear her own heartbeat. Outside, Tesla employees were starting their workday, building electric cars that would help save the planet. Just like Marcus had dreamed. Elon, Maya said softly, Tesla is the world's most valuable car company. SpaceX is taking people to space regularly. You kept every single promise you made to Marcus. Elon shook his head. But we're not on Mars yet. Climate change is still happening. There's so much more work to do. Maya stood up and walked to Elon's side. Look at me, she said firmly. You didn't just keep Marcus's promise. You exceeded it. What do you mean? Maya pulled out her phone and showed Elon a news article from that morning. Ford announces they're going all-electric by 2030. GM is following Tesla's lead. Every car company in the world is switching to electric because you proved it could work. She showed him another article. China built the world's largest solar farm last month. They're using technology based on the same principles Marcus designed. In college, Elon stared at the articles. Maya could see his mind working. You didn't just build Tesla, Maya continued. You changed the entire car industry. Every electric car on the road, from every company, traces back to you proving Marcus's designs could work. Maya found more articles on her phone. SpaceX didn't just go to space. You made space travel affordable. Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, dozens of other companies exist because you showed them it was possible. But Marcus wanted us to save humanity, Elon said. Look around you, Maya said, gesturing toward the window. How many people work in clean energy now because Tesla proved it was profitable? How many young engineers chose space careers because SpaceX made rockets exciting again? Maya showed Elon's social media posts from young scientists and engineers. Hundreds of them mentioned being inspired by Tesla and SpaceX. They were starting their own clean energy companies, their own space ventures. Marcus wanted to save humanity, Maya said, but he was one person with great ideas. You turned those ideas into entire industries. You made his dream everyone's dream. Elon was quiet for a long time, reading the articles Maya had shown him. Maya could see understanding growing in his eyes. There's something else, Maya said, gently. Marcus didn't just want his ideas to work. He wanted them to inspire other ideas. You didn't just keep one promise to one person. You created thousands of people keeping the same promise. For the first time in months, Elon smiled. Really, smiled. Marcus always said the best ideas are the ones that inspire other ideas. Elon remembered. Maya nodded. What would Marcus say if he could see today? Tesla stock at record highs? SpaceX successfully landing rockets? The whole car industry going electric? Elon thought for a moment. He'd probably say we're still moving too slow. They both laughed. But he'd also say something else. Elon continued, his voice getting stronger. He'd say the real success isn't the companies. It's the people. Marcus always cared more about inspiring people than making money. Maya showed Elon one more thing. A video from the Tesla factory floor. Workers talked about feeling proud to build cars that help the environment. SpaceX engineers described their excitement about Mars missions. Young people explained how Tesla and SpaceX inspired their career choices. Marcus wanted to save humanity, Elon said quietly, still looking at the video. But humanity is saving itself now. Because of the work we started. For the first time in years, Elon Musk looked peaceful. The weight he had been carrying for 28 years was finally lifting from his shoulders. You kept the promise, Elon, Maya said. Marcus would be so proud. Elon sat quietly for several minutes, holding the letter against his chest. Maya watched as years of guilt and pressure seemed to melt away from his face. For the first time since she had known him, he looked truly at peace. You know what's strange? Elon said finally. I spent 28 years thinking I was behind schedule, thinking I was letting Marcus down, but maybe I was actually ahead of schedule. Maya smiled. What do you mean? Marcus and I thought it would take 50 years to change the car industry. We thought space travel would stay expensive forever. We never imagined that proving it could work would make everyone else want to do it too. Elon stood up and walked to Maya's computer. Can you show me those articles again? The ones about other companies going electric. Maya pulled up the news. Stories on her screen. Together, they read about Ford's electric truck program, GM's affordable electric cars, Volkswagen's electric buses, Chinese companies building solar farms. Look at this, Elon said, pointing at the screen. A startup in Kenya is making electric motorcycles for delivery drivers. A company in Bangladesh created solar-powered water purification systems. Students in Mexico designed electric school buses. Maya found more examples. There's a company in India making electric rickshaws. Another in Nigeria building solar panel factories. A group in Brazil developing electric boats for river transportation. Elon's eyes were bright with excitement. All of these companies exist because Tesla and SpaceX proved that clean energy and space technology could work. Marcus's ideas aren't just spreading, they're multiplying. Maya showed him a report about global employment in clean energy. When Tesla started, maybe 50,000 people worldwide worked on electric cars. Now it's over 2 million people. In space technology, Elon asked, when SpaceX started, maybe 10,000 people worked for private space companies. Now it's over 500,000. Elon stared at the numbers. 2.5 million people are now working to keep Marcus's promise. And they don't even know his name. Maya nodded. But their children will grow up thinking electric cars and rockets are normal. Marcus's dream becomes their reality. Elon walked back to the window and looked out at the Tesla factory. Maya could see workers arriving for their shifts, ready to build more electric cars. I need to tell you something else, Elon said. Something I've never told anyone. Maya waited quietly. After Marcus died, I used to have nightmares. Dreams where he would ask me why I wasn't moving fast enough, why I wasn't saving the world quickly enough. Those dreams have been driving me for 28 years. And now, Maya asked, now I think I understand what Marcus really wanted. Elon said, he didn't want me to save the world by myself. He wanted me to help the world save itself. Elon picked up the letter one more time and read the PS aloud. Remember that night Marcus said he wished he could see the future? Show him he was right. To believe. What did Marcus say that night? Maya asked. Elon smiled sadly. We were working late in our college lab. Marcus looked at all our designs and said, I wish I could see 50 years into the future. I bet humans will have figured out how to live without destroying their planet. I bet they'll be traveling to other worlds like it's no big deal. And what did you say? I said he was crazy. That humans were too stubborn to change. That it would take hundreds of years, if it ever happened at all. Maya laughed softly. He was right, wasn't he? More right than either of us imagined. Elon said, electric cars are normal now. Private rockets go to space every week. Young people expect clean energy and space travel to be part of their future. Elon folded the letter carefully and put it in his shirt pocket, over his heart. Maya, I need to ask you something important. What made you keep this letter instead of giving it to me right away? Maya thought about her answer. I could see how hard you were pushing yourself, how stressed you were. I wanted to understand what was driving you before I showed you something that might make it worse. And what do you think was driving me? Love, Maya said simply. Love for your friend. Love for his dreams. Love for the future you both wanted to create. Elon nodded. You're right. But I got confused somewhere along the way. I started thinking love meant working myself to death, pushing everyone around me to exhaustion, racing against impossible deadlines. What do you think love means now? Maya asked. Elon was quiet for a moment. I think love means trusting other people to carry the dream forward. Marcus trusted me with his ideas. Now I need to trust the world with those same ideas. Maya showed Elon her phone again. Remember when you open-sourced some of Tesla's patents a few years ago? You said innovation should be shared. That was scary, Elon admitted. I worried we would lose our competitive advantage. But what actually happened? Elon smiled. Other companies used our patents to make better electric cars faster. The whole industry moved forward quicker than Tesla could have done alone. Exactly, Maya said. You didn't lose anything. You multiplied everything. Elon pulled out his own phone and started typing. I want to make an announcement. Today. Right. Now. What kind of announcement? I'm going to tell the world about Marcus Thompson, about his designs, about how every Tesla battery and every SpaceX rocket started with ideas from a brilliant young man who died too soon. Maya watched Elon type on his phone. His fingers moved quickly, but his face looked calm for the first time in years. And then, Elon continued, I'm going to open source Marcus's original designs. All of them. Every battery formula, every solar panel improvement, every rocket propulsion idea. I'm going to give them to the world for free. Maya felt her heart skip. That could change everything. That's the point, Elon said. Marcus didn't design those batteries for Tesla to get rich. He designed them to save the world. If every company on Earth can use his ideas to make better clean energy faster, then Marcus's dream comes true sooner. Elon finished typing and showed Maya the message before sending it. What do you think Marcus would say about this? Maya read Elon's announcement. It was beautiful and heartfelt and completely revolutionary. I think Marcus would say you finally understood the assignment, Maya said. Elon laughed. He used to say that in college when I got confused about our projects. Elon, you're overthinking this. Just understand the assignment. And what was the assignment? Save humanity, not by myself, but by inspiring everyone else to help. Elon pressed send on his phone. Within seconds, the message was posted to millions of followers around the world. There, he said, now everyone knows about Marcus Thompson, and now everyone can use his ideas to build a better future. Maya watched as notifications started flooding Elon's phone. Responses from engineers, scientists, students, and dreamers around the world. "You just changed everything," Maya said. "No," Elon replied, putting his arm around Maya's shoulders. "Marcus changed everything 28 years ago. I just finally figured out how to get out of his way." Within hours of Elon's announcement, the world began to change in ways Maya never could have imagined. She sat in her office watching the responses flood in on social media, news websites, and engineering forums around the globe. The first response came from Dr. Sarah Chun, a battery researcher at MIT. "Elon, thank you for sharing Marcus's story. My team has been working on similar chemistry for years. With his original formulas, we can accelerate our timeline by decades." Then Ford Motor Company posted an official response. "We're honored to use Marcus Thompson's designs to build better electric vehicles. Our engineers are already studying his battery configurations." General Motors followed quickly. "Marcus's vision for clean transportation will help us reach our electric vehicle goals faster than we ever thought possible." But Maya was most excited by the smaller responses. A high school student in Ohio wrote, "I'm starting my science fair project based on Marcus's solar panel designs." A college engineering team in Japan posted, "We're building an electric race car using Marcus Thompson's battery chemistry." Maya showed these responses to Elon as they came in. He read each one with growing amazement. "Look at this," Maya said, pointing to her computer screen. A startup in Kenya just announced they're building electric motorcycles using Marcus's designs. They say it will help delivery drivers save money on fuel. Elon smiled. "Marcus would love that. He always said the best inventions help working people." Maya found another post. A group of students in Bangladesh is building solar-powered water purifiers. They're naming their project Marcus Clean Water Initiative. "And look here," Elon said, reading over Maya's shoulder. "A company in Mexico is designing electric school buses. They say Marcus's battery formulas will make them affordable for rural schools." By lunchtime, Maya had counted responses from 47 countries. Engineers in India were studying Marcus's designs. Scientists in Brazil were adapting his solar technology. Students in Nigeria were building electric boats for river transport. But the most touching response came from an unexpected place. Dr. Elizabeth Thompson from Stanford University sent a personal message to Elon's phone. "Maya, listen to this," Elon said, his voice shaking with emotion. Dr. Thompson writes, "Mr. Musk, Marcus Thompson was my older brother. I became an environmental engineer because of his passion for clean energy. I thought the world had forgotten him. Thank you for keeping his memory alive. Thank you for making his dreams come true." Maya felt tears in her eyes. "Marcus had a sister?" "Apparently," Elon said. "And she's been working on clean energy too, inspired by her brother's example." Dr. Thompson's message continued. "I have some of Marcus's original notebook sketches that weren't in the materials he gave you. Would you like me to share them with the world too?" Elon immediately called Dr. Thompson. Maya listened as they talked for an hour about Marcus's college projects, his personality, and his dreams for the future. Dr. Thompson shared stories about her brother that even Elon had never heard. "Marcus used to stay up all night drawing designs," Dr. Thompson told Elon. "Our parents thought he was wasting time, but Marcus said he was drawing the future. He had notebooks full of ideas for inventions that could help people." After the call, Elon looked at Maya with wonder in his eyes. "I thought I was the only one carrying Marcus's memory, but his sister has been honoring him in her own way for 28 years too." Maya realized something beautiful was happening. Marcus's story wasn't just inspiring new technology. It was connecting people around the world who shared his vision of a better future. That afternoon, Elon made another announcement. He was creating the Marcus Thompson Foundation, dedicated to supporting young inventors working on clean energy and space technology. The foundation would give away Marcus's designs for free and provide funding for projects that continued his work. "We're not just open sourcing Marcus's ideas," Elon told Maya. "We're creating a community of people who share his dreams." By evening, the Marcus Thompson Foundation had received over 10,000 applications from inventors, students, and entrepreneurs around the world. They wanted to build electric vehicles in Africa, solar farms in South America, water purification systems in Asia, rocket technology in Europe. Maya helped Elon read through the applications. Each one told a story of someone inspired by Marcus's vision and Elon's willingness to share it. That a 17-year-old girl in Ghana wanted to build electric scooters for her village. A college student in Peru was designing solar-powered irrigation systems for farmers. A team of engineers in the Philippines was working on electric boats that could navigate shallow rivers. "This is incredible," Maya said. "Marcus's ideas are spreading faster than we ever imagined." Elon nodded. "But it's more than just his ideas. It's his spirit, his belief that technology should help everyone, not just rich people." Maya showed Elon one more application that made them both smile. A group of elementary school students in Texas wanted to build a small electric car for their school science project. Their teacher had read about Marcus Thompson online and thought the children should learn about inventors who wanted to help the world. "We should visit their school," Elon said. Marcus always said the most important audience for any invention was children. They're the ones who will inherit the world we're building. As Maya and Elon worked late into the evening, reading applications and planning the foundation, Maya realized something amazing had happened. The letter she had found just 1 week ago had started a global movement. Marcus Thompson's name was now known around the world. His designs were being used by companies and students on every continent. His dream of clean energy and space exploration was becoming reality faster than anyone had thought possible. But most importantly, Elon had found peace. The weight he had carried for 28 years was now shared by millions of people who wanted to help build the future Marcus had imagined. "Maya," Elon said as they prepared to leave the office, "thank you for finding that letter. Thank you for helping me understand what Marcus really wanted." "What did he want?" Maya asked. "He wanted his ideas to outlive him. He wanted to inspire other people to dream bigger and work harder. He wanted to prove that one person's vision could change the world if enough people believed in it." Maya looked around Elon's office. The walls were covered with pictures of Tesla, cars, SpaceX rockets, and solar panel installations around the world. But now Maya saw them differently. They weren't just Elon's achievements. They were Marcus's dreams made real by someone who loved him enough to spend a lifetime keeping promises. "Do you think Marcus can see what's happening?" Maya asked. Elon smiled. "I think Marcus is probably laughing. He always said I overthought everything. He'd probably say, 'It took you 28 years to figure out that the best way to honor someone is to help other people honor them too.'" Maya laughed. "He sounds like he was a wise person." "The wisest," Elon agreed. "And now the whole world gets to learn from his wisdom." As they walked to the elevator together, Maya felt proud of what they had accomplished. Not just the foundation or the open source designs, but helping Elon understand that he hadn't failed Marcus at all. He had succeeded beyond Marcus's wildest dreams. The letter had changed everything, just like Maya had known it would. But it hadn't changed things by revealing secrets or creating drama. It had changed things by reminding everyone that the best way to honor the past is to build a better future. 6 months later, Maya stood in her office looking out at a world that had changed in ways she never could have imagined. The wall behind her desk was covered with thank you letters, photos, and newspaper clippings from around the globe. Each one told a story of how Marcus Thompson's designs were making life better for real people. Maya picked up her favorite letter, written in careful handwriting by a 12-year-old girl from Kenya named Amara Aching. The letter was addressed to both Maya and Elon. "Dear Ms. Chun and Mr. Musk," Maya read aloud to herself. "My name is Amara. I am building an electric motorcycle for my brother who delivers food in Nairobi. I used Marcus Thompson's battery designs from your foundation website. My brother used to spend half his money on gasoline. Now he can save that money to help our family. Marcus's ideas saved my brother's life. Thank you for sharing them with the world." Maya smiled as she remembered receiving that letter 3 months ago. Elon had been so moved that he personally called Amara's school to encourage her engineering studies. Now Amara was building electric vehicles for other delivery drivers in her neighborhood. Maya's phone buzzed with a text from Dr. Elizabeth Thompson, Marcus's sister. "Maya, have you seen the news from Germany? Volkswagen just announced their new electric bus program using Marcus's battery chemistry. They're naming the buses Thompson Transit in his honor." Maya pulled up the news article on her computer. The photo showed a bright blue electric bus with Thompson Transit written on the side in bold letters. The article explained how Marcus's 28-year-old battery designs were helping create affordable public transportation that didn't pollute the air, but the news from Germany was just one of many incredible developments Maya had been tracking. The ripple effects of Elon's decision to share Marcus's work, and the results were beyond anything they had dreamed possible. Ford had released a new electric truck with 600-mile range using Marcus's battery technology. The truck cost the same as a gasoline truck but saved drivers thousands of dollars per year in fuel costs. General Motors had created an electric car that cost only $18,000, making clean transportation affordable for families around the world. In China, BYD had built the world's largest solar panel factory using Marcus's efficiency designs. The factory could produce enough solar panels to power a city of 1 million people. In Brazil, a group of environmental students had used Marcus's designs to create floating solar panels for the Amazon River. The panels provided clean electricity to remote villages that had never had reliable power before, but Maya was most proud of the young inventors. The Marcus Thompson Foundation had now funded over 3,000 projects in 89 countries. High school students were building electric scooters. College teams were designing solar-powered water pumps. Elementary school children were learning about clean energy by building model electric cars. Maya walked down the hall to Elon's office. She found him video calling with a group of engineering students from the University of Cairo. The students had built an electric bus that could carry 50 passengers, using only solar energy. They were explaining their design to Elon with huge smiles on their faces. The battery chemistry from Mr. Marcus works perfectly in our desert climate, one student was saying. We can drive all day using only sunshine. Elon beamed with pride. Marcus would be so excited to see this. He always believed solar energy could work anywhere on Earth. After the call ended, Elon turned to Maya with the biggest smile she had ever seen on his face. Did you hear that? He asked. They called him Mr. Marcus like he was their friend. Kids around the world are talking about Marcus Thompson like he's still alive. Maya sat down across from Elon's desk. In a way, he is still alive. His ideas are living and growing and helping people every day. Elon nodded. I got an email this morning from NASA. They want to use Marcus's rocket fuel designs for the new Mars mission. They said his efficiency calculations could get us to Mars 6 months faster than originally planned. How do you feel about that? Maya asked. Amazing, Elon said, but also peaceful. For 28 years, I felt like I was racing against time to keep promises to Marcus. Now I realize that time was never the enemy. The enemy was thinking I had to do everything alone. Maya pulled out a folder from her bag. I have something to show you. Remember how you asked me to track how many people are working on clean energy and space technology now? Elon leaned forward with interest. When Tesla started, Maya said, opening the folder, about 50,000 people worldwide worked on electric vehicles. Today, that number is 3.2 million. And space technology. When SpaceX started, maybe 10,000 people worked for private space companies. Today, it's 800,000 people. Elon stared at the numbers. 4 million people are now keeping Marcus's promise. And that's just direct employment, Maya continued. If you count all the people studying clean energy in schools, working for government environmental programs, or starting their own green businesses, we're talking about tens of millions of people. Maya showed Elon more statistics. Solar panel installations had increased by 2,000% since Tesla proved electric cars could work. Electric vehicle sales were growing 300% per year. Space technology patents had tripled since SpaceX made rockets reusable. Marcus's ideas didn't just spread, Maya explained. They multiplied human effort. Every person working on clean energy today is working because you proved Marcus's vision was possible. Elon was quiet for a long moment, looking at the numbers. Maya had compiled. There's something else, Maya said gently. Something I've been thinking about since we found the letter. What's that? Marcus's real gift wasn't his battery designs or his solar panel ideas. His real gift was believing that humans could solve any problem if they worked together. Maya pulled out a printout of social media posts from young people around the world. Students in India talking about wanting to be environmental engineers. Teenagers in Mexico designing solar-powered phone chargers. Children in Nigeria building model rockets for science fairs. These kids exist because Marcus's dream became reality through you, Maya explained. But more importantly, they believe they can solve problems too. Marcus's optimism is spreading. Elon smiled. He always said the most important thing about any invention was whether it inspired other inventions. And look what happened, Maya said, gesturing toward the wall of thank you letters. One young man's ideas in college became thousands of companies, millions of jobs, and countless innovations we haven't even imagined yet. Elon stood up and walked to his window. Outside, Maya could see Tesla employees heading home from their shifts. In the distance, a SpaceX rocket was being prepared for tomorrow's launch. Beyond that, solar panels on nearby buildings reflected the afternoon sun. Maya, Elon said, still looking out the window. Do you remember what I said 6 months ago? About feeling like I was failing Marcus? I remember. I understand now that I wasn't failing him. I was just afraid to trust other people with his dreams. I thought love meant carrying the burden alone. Elon turned back to Maya. But love actually means sharing the burden with everyone who cares about the same things you do. Maya nodded. And now Marcus's burden isn't a burden anymore. It's a joy shared by millions of people who get to wake up every day working on solutions that matter. That evening, Maya found Elon in the Tesla garden, sitting under the same tree where she had discovered him reading 6 months ago. But this time, he wasn't reading Marcus's old notebook. He was writing in a new notebook, creating his own designs for the future. What are you working on? Maya asked. Plans for the next 20 years, Elon said with a peaceful smile. Marcus gave us enough ideas to keep the whole world busy until 2045. But this time, I'm not working alone. This time, I'm working with 4 million friends who share the same dream. Maya sat down beside him. For the first time since she had known Elon Musk, he looked completely happy. The weight he had carried for nearly 3 decades was gone, replaced by excitement about a future that millions of people were building together. Marcus would be proud, Maya said. More than proud, Elon replied. He'd be amazed. He dreamed of saving humanity, but humanity ended up saving itself. All because one young man believed that good ideas should be shared with everyone. As the sun set over Austin, Texas, Maya and Elon sat quietly in the garden, surrounded by the hum of a world that was busily building the future Marcus Thompson had imagined nearly 30 years ago. The letter had changed everything, not by revealing secrets, but by reminding everyone that the best way to honor the past is to create a better tomorrow. And tomorrow was looking brighter than Marcus or Elon had ever dared to dream. That was the end of the incredible story of how Maya Chen's discovery of a 20-year-old letter transformed not just Elon Musk's life, but sparked a global movement that brought Marcus Thompson's dreams to life in ways no one could have imagined that we'd love. To know where you're listening from, drop a comment below and tell us your city or country. It's amazing to connect with people from all around the world who share a passion for inspiring stories. If this story moved you, please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more incredible tales of friendship, innovation, and the power of keeping promises. We share stories like this every week that celebrate the human spirit and remind us that one person's dream can truly change the world. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. Stories like Marcus and Elon's remind us that behind every great achievement is often an even greater act of love and loyalty. Let's spread that message of kindness and awareness together. Thank you for listening. And remember, sometimes the most powerful way to honor the past is to build a better future for everyone. Until next time, keep dreaming big and never underestimate the impact one person can have on the world.